So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to sandy beaches of Klaipeda. We are on air to the Ocean Race Europe Prologue in Klaipeda. We will be broadcasting the start of the first offshore leg of this prologue, and half of the world's Volvo Ocean 65 fleet has gathered in Klaipeda, Lithuania, for this wonderful event of sailing. So we have 4 teams participating in this event. All of them are sailing the Volvo Ocean 65 one design boats, which were designed and built especially for the last 2 editions of the Volvo Ocean race. So we have the joint project of Sweden and Holland and Netherlands, called Team Childhood 1, and their slogan is "Sailing for the benefit of the World Childhood Foundation." We fight to keep children safe from violence and sexual abuse, which Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And the third team to participate in this Ocean Race Europe Prologue is the Austrian Ocean Race project in the boat called Sisi, which formerly was known as Vestas. And this is the first boat of its class sailing the Austrian flag, and a young team around the 4 owners who have set a big goal with the participation in Ocean Race. They run this event as a selection of team around skipper Gervin Jansen. And they start with the international crew of young motivated sailors who want to show that they are ready for the big stage. And the 4th team, this is the Lithuanian household name, Team AMBERSAIL 2. This is a club-based fusion of young and more experienced sailors of Lithuania. Basically, the entire team consists of Lithuanian sailors. Just one nice addition is Mr. Konrad Coleman, a French-based Kiwi, who's been a part of our team for quite some time already. And the venue is hopefully your next cruising destination, as we see the sandy beach of Klaipeda in Lithuania, which is a nice sailing hub and a regatta venue. And the city is very interested in sailing publicity and in sailing boats and hosting the major events. The Ocean Race Europe Prologue, hosting the start of this prologue, is what city was aiming for a long time, and finally it happened, and everybody is very happy about that. Okay, so we are in the pre-start. We have around 2 minutes until the start gun. and teams are beginning to juggle for the positions in the start. So the aim of every team would be to gain the most favorable position wind-wise and opposition-wise, so they can hit the starting line with the maximum speed and clear wind. This offshore race to Gdynia will be around 300 nautical miles, and after the start we will have the one reaching loop, well, due east and due west, before the boats then hit the longer dash across the Baltic Sea. So we have the onboard camera of AMBERSAIL 2. Here we see Mr. Raimond is driving and watching his opposition, and the boat is gaining the speed. The starting line will be between the two masted schooner, which we sometimes can see on the right hand side of the screen, and the yellow buoy in the water. So we can see the shadow of the competing boat to the leeward. Yeah, that's childhood 1, black and white boat. The Swedish Netherlands project. Yeah, we have quite a brisk 20 knots southerly wind, so the boats will sail at almost full power. And the race course after this loop, after the short loop after the start, we can see that we have then 93 nautical miles dash across the Baltic to west-northwest, and then after that there will be a beat to the shores, to the Polish shore, and then after this beat we will have one upwind downwind loop between the race marks 2 and 3, and afterwards the finish in Gdansk Bay. The red marked area in right hand side of your screen is the infamous Russian exclusion zone of Kaliningrad. We are not allowed to cross the zone or to enter this zone. Yeah, the red boat to the leeward in front is Team Sailing Poland, skippered by Bowie Baking, and the grey boat straight to the leeward of AMBERSAIL 2 is Team Childhood 1. We don't see the Austrians yet. Unfortunately, the cameras don't like the sea water very much, so we have lost one camera. So are only limited right now to the onboard camera of AMBERSAIL 2. And AMBERSAIL 2 is going into deck. We see the sails, the sails stacked on the port side deck. We see the outrigger ready and delivered. So that is the guys are getting ready for the long dash, 100 miles, almost 100 nautical miles dash across the Baltic. So yes, I hear from the broadcasting people that we are limited to just the onboard camera of AMBERSAIL. The drone and the follow boat cameras have sank. So this the Volvo Ocean 65 boats, they are very nice boats actually, and very physical boats. We can see three sets of the so-called coffee grinders. So the guys turning these handles, they actually power up the winches, and all the sails are trimmed with that. And you can turn all the three sets into one winch. So actually the power of 6 people can go into trimming one sail and pulling one rope, and everything is done with the help of that. And there's usually the inshore legs, this brief inshore leg is very strength consuming, very power consuming, because these boats are designed and built for the long dashes across the oceans, and these short legs, half a mile legs, are actually a bit like a waltzing in the truck. Yeah, the boats are sailing roughly. The boat speed is roughly the same as the wind speed. So right now AMBERSAIL is dashing around 15-16 knots of boat speed, and this is with these boats, with modern sailing boats, you are exceeding quite often. The boat speed exceeds the wind speed actually, which would be a nice question to your physics teacher. Can the boat propelled by the wind sail faster than the wind itself is blowing? And the answer is definitely yes. So whenever you start riding the bike, it actually doesn't matter where the wind is blowing from. You start feeling the wind blowing straight into your nose, and it's a little bit similar to to the modern sailing boat, which starts sailing on this so-called apparent wind. When the boat generates its own wind. Right now in the racing situation, we can see that Sailing Poland, the current leaders actually, are leading the race again. We see the red boat in front of AMBERSAIL too, and we are in this short inshore dash where and the teams are starting and are beginning to settle into the offshore mode, where and pretty in a couple of hours it will be difficult for them to see the opposition, and you start the offshore racing when you can't see your direct opposition and begin to race with yourself. And it is a beauty of ocean racing that you cannot relax, you cannot rest. You are always on a full speed, and try to maintain this as long as you possibly can. We see AMBERSAIL 2 is trying to climb above to windward of Team Sailing Poland, which, as far as I see, they're carrying one of the bigger sails. I don't see which zero. Is it fractional zero or is it masthead zero? But it seems that that AMBERSAIL 2 has a little edge on them, carrying the smaller head sail, and they are trying to sail above to windward of Team Sailing Poland, and trying to put their wind shadow on their opposition, which is these boats can generate quite a substantial wind shadow. They use a wind, almost all the wind there is, leaving quite a big hole behind themselves. And whenever you are able to put that wind hole on your opposition, you start gaining substantially. And we see AMBERSAIL 2 is also preparing. They are hoisting some of the code zeros as well. Yeah, you can see the furled in very front end of the boat, the furled sail, like a sausage hoisted, and then whenever it is ready, the tension on the luff and on the tack are okay, and when the team decides that it's time to deploy it, the sail is being unfurled, and it is a huge piece of high-tech cloth. The code zero is more than 300 square meters in area, and it is a very powerful sail. So as the boats starts begin to leave the shore, our signal of the broadcast is starting to interrupt a little bit, and we won't be able to follow the boats for very much longer. But we will keep on until we can. You see the last the fed coffee grinder, which is most active of all. It is trimming the mainsail. We can see the skipper of AMBERSAIL 2, Rokas Milevičius, trimming the mainsail right now. He's sorry, no, I'm wrong. Rokas is just whispering in the ear of our young lady Deimantė Jarmalavičiūtė, trimming the mainsail. So she is holding the main sheet, which comes from the winch here in the center of our screen, and this winch is turned by the man here on the coffee grinder, and the main trimmer and helmsman, they are working very much together, because the trim of the main is directly influencing how the boat can be steered. And we don't see the code 0 deployed yet, but still we can see that the boat is sailing pretty fast, and it seems that AMBERSAIL 2 is sailing a little bit faster than Team Sailing Poland, as we don't see the red boat to the leeward of AMBERSAIL 2 anymore. And yes, it seems so that the Team Sailing Poland is probably a little bit overpowered with their big code 0, and therefore AMBERSAIL seems to be holding on with that. Yeah, as I told you already, we are limited to just only the onboard camera of AMBERSAIL 2, which is less than ideal, but hopefully we can feel the atmosphere anyway. So as I told you, the boats are on the long 93 nautical miles dash to west-northwest across the Baltic Sea to go around the Russian exclusion zone, and afterwards they will have a beat 70 nautical mile beat due south, and afterwards 30 nautical mile apiece loop, upwind downwind loop, upwind downwind loop in close to the Polish shores, and afterwards an upwind 30 nautical mile upwind finish into the Gdansk Bay. So the boats are set up for the long dash right now. We see all the sails stacked on the windward port side. So in effort to keep the boat as flat as possible, and to counteract the heeling effect of the wind in the sails. Also, apart from that, these boats have the canting keels. So the keel right now is also fully canted to windward. So it is also counteracting the heeling effect of the wind on the sails. These are quite powerful and nice boats to sail. As I mentioned, they are substantially exceeding the boat speeds, substantially or sustainably exceeding the wind speed. So with the 20 knots of true wind speed, these 93 miles should take the teams around 4 to 5 hours to reach. The distance between Klaipeda and Gdynia on a straight line would be 110 nautical miles, but with the race course put around this Russian exclusion zone and the windward-leeward dash by Polish shore, the entire race course is almost 300 nautical miles, and it should take the teams around 24 hours to complete. So we can see that our signal is getting weaker and weaker, and it starts interrupting. So whenever we see that we are not able to continue, we will have to cut our broadcast. So the teams are setting into the offshore racing mode. In this the Ocean Race Europe Prologue fast offshore leg from Klaipeda to Gdynia. The current leaders of this the Ocean Race Europe Prologue is Team Sailing Poland, who have won the coastal race of Klaipeda on Friday. Team AMBERSAIL 2 were second in this prologue, and from what I see right now, they are leading right now the first offshore leg, but the race is still very long, and many things can change. The Team Childhood 1 were the ones to take the last podium position in the coastal race of Klaipeda. They were third on Friday. Right now I can't see where they are, but presumably they are also should be third. Yeah, we see some action on AMBERSAIL, and I think what I see, they are going the so-called double-headed. So they hoisted the second headsail. And that's probably the J3. So they have two headsails right now, but don't go for the big code 0. Yeah, and we've got the signal stuck. So I think we should ending our direct broadcast, and we want to say thank you for your attention, and we want to say thank you for the beautiful city of Klaipeda for hosting this nice event, and let's wish all the teams the fair winds and nice competition in the Baltic Sea. Thank you, and see you again. Bye.